Well, Nicola Urquhart joins us now to talk to us a bit more in some detail about careers and employability opportunities that go with studying at the Kent Business School. So, Nicola, over to you.
Hi everybody, I'm Nicola Urquhart. I'm a lecturer in careers and employability, and I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about how we prepare you to get the job that you want. So what we can see on the slide, which will be coming up, this is one of my favourite slides. So what you can see is just a kind of random selection of names, but what I can see is just the story behind that. So I know, for example, we have a placement student at the moment with IBM as a financial analyst. We have somebody who's just going into a graduate role with Hewlett Packard. And when I'm looking there, for example, at the big four, so for example, EY and KPMG, I can think of just so many of our students that have gone on to work there. So this is one of my kind of really favorite slides. In the next slide, I'm just going to show you the team that will help you really to get the career that you want. So the employability is such a big thing at Kent Business School, headed up by Kim Munden, who you can see on the screen. As you can see there, I'm the lecturer at Canterbury, and my amazing colleague Gemma, who heads up employability at Medway, and also Sam, who works across both campuses, and she's really key to supporting our students when they're on placement. So if we could just have the next slide, please. So I think it's just really important to mention that it's not kind of the year that we were expecting in terms of the labour market. But as a graduate, as a would-be graduate, there is lots of positive messages there. What we are seeing is, although there has been a decrease in vacancies, that the rates are starting to rise. And also that's particularly true with graduate roles. So some US economists are calling it a K-shaped recovery. So those sectors that can move to online working, for example, which do tend to be highly graduate, are recovering at a much faster rate. The other thing that we've seen is absolutely employers have moved their recruitment to virtual recruitment. And one of the things that Gemma and I are doing is just really keeping an eye on the labour market, seeing what's happening, which sectors are recruiting, which strategies are recruiters using, so that we can help and support you to get the roles that you want to have. Okay, so just talking on the next slide a little bit more about our programs and how they're put together. So as you can see, it can be that you can do a year in industry. I'll talk a bit more about that. It's a really popular year. The feedback from our students is amazing about the opportunity of, how they found that and how that's helped them to develop. Also, as Rebecca mentioned, you can do that as the Selfie program, where you're actually working on your own business. And there's also the opportunity to do a year abroad, as well as year in different programs such as data analytics and computing. And as Steve has already mentioned, we're in the top 5% of HE institutions through our accreditations. So on the next slide, just talk to you a little bit about the accreditations of the different programs. So I know that Steve has already mentioned this. So this is where, just through studying your academic program, you also get professional qualifications alongside. So let's just say, for example, accounting and finance. The program is already aligned with the Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales, and also the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. That's just an example of two of them. So not only are you getting that academic qualification, but you're getting that professional qualification. And on the next slide, what you'll see is just how that kind of really, sort of benefits you. So often it will mean that after you graduate, that you don't have to, you have professional exemptions from taking some of the exams. It's also a real testament to the quality of the teaching that professional programmers are looking at the Kent programme, and they're saying, yes, that absolutely fits with what we are looking for as an example, a future accountant to be able to do. Also, lots of these organisations will come in and they will do professional events with you and networking events with you as well. So really, there's just even though, accreditations, you might be thinking, well, it's quite a long way away before I'd be thinking about a career. The fact that you're getting those as you're studying, I just think is a kind of win-win situation. So just on the next slide, just want to talk to you briefly about the year abroad. And interestingly, sometimes it feels everything at the moment is sort of very local. But absolutely, even in this virtual world, we're having to work internationally and across borders, different cultures, different experiences. And absolutely, what we're thinking is that hopefully, by the time you join Kent Business School, then our year abroad programme, the situation will be more back to normal, and it'll be something that you'll be able to take part in. And absolutely, just like the year in industry programme, it's something that our students say is a fantastic part of their degree. So just on the next slide, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the backpack to briefcase program. So on the next slide, it just kind of talks you through some of the, really what we're doing is these graduate attributes were designed and decided on in conjunction with employers. And they have said that absolutely these are the types of attributes that we are looking for graduates to have. So that ability to think, in a curious way, how can we make things work? How can we do things differently? To be able to have the confidence in your abilities and to be able to speak up in meetings, for example, and absolutely that developing of resilience. So all of our programs are designed to help you to not only get these graduate attributes, but to be able to articulate them. So the next slide just talks to you a little bit more about how we do that. So there is employability modules actually embedded in the curriculum. So at each stage of your academic career. Many of those are delivered by Gemma and I, but equally it might be that we have IBM in to do a workshop, or we might have a large technology company, for example, FDM, are coming in to talk about how to ace an interview and what they look for. You can also have one-to-one appointments with Gemma and I. We're both qualified careers advisors. So if you're thinking, well, I'm not sure the direction I want to go in after graduation, then that's something that we can sit down and talk with you and help you to explore the possibilities. We work really closely with the Central University's Careers and Employability Service. They are an award-winning career service, and they regularly put on many events, such as the large university careers fair that brings over 100 employers onto campus or onto campus virtually. So that's something that works really well, that we do have those strong links. And also we have an employability blog, because we regularly have employers that are contacting us saying we're specifically looking to recruit Kent students, and one of the places that we would advertise those is on the blog. So lots of things there to kind of be, just helping you as part of your journey to get the career that you want. So on the next slide, just going to talk to you a little bit more about our fantastic placement year. So this is 44 weeks employment. I would say that over 99% of those roles are paid roles. It can be that sometimes somebody chooses to take an unpaid role, but absolutely about 95% of those are paid. And the salary for those tends to be about £18,000 a year. And what we see when we talk to people that have done the placement year, is it's really helped to clarify their career goals. They have much more of an insight of what the world of work is like, and that can really help them to think, okay, this is the direction that I would want to that I would want to go in. So it's something that I would highly recommend that people do. And when it comes to looking for a role after graduation, if you've done a placement year, it just makes that process of looking for a graduate role, because you've been through it already, it's just really helpful. So just on the next slide, which is the last slide, just want to mention, as Rebecca has already mentioned, that not only can you do the placement year as somebody in employment, but you can also do it as somebody setting up their own business. And again, there's lots of support to help you to do this. And this is an example of one of our students, Jekyll, who actually did a self-mint placement year, and it's a clothing business, and that is going incredibly well. So we're really proud of our students at Kent Business School. So I think if you know what you want to go into, then that's something we can absolutely support you to do. But equally, if you're thinking, I know that I want to study business, but I'm not quite sure what my dream career will be at the moment, that's something that we can help you to discover. So thank you very much, and I really hope to see you at some point. So thank you. Bye.